Respected friends, today we shall be looking at QUOWETRY number 12, which title is You Are a Soldier in Life, subject to the rigorous training and discipline. Otherwise, you do not qualify. The elucidating story goes this way. Senor looked at the woman and heaved a sigh. All he wanted was a little money, and he could have her. He had lots more of that money, but he could hardly move his limbs. He was a student in a faraway country, far enough to make him feel free to do whatever he wanted to, without any moral restraint from his family or church. But he had been brought up in a disciplined home where he learned to abhor all forms of sexual immorality. John, his friend, urged him on to hurry and finish with the gorgeous woman who was pleading for their attention. Still, Senor would not move. His father had always told him that as a soldier of Christ, he was to discipline his body, since it is the temple of the Lord. This fear of God and reverence for the word had been so deeply implanted in him that he cringed at the very thought of defiling himself. His friend John shoved him aside in his exasperation over his hesitancy and followed the woman into her room, while Senor returned to the school compound. He spent the next hour reading the Bible, and this lifted his spirit tremendously. He was still in his room barely 1 hour and 20 minutes later when he had a call from John. He was in serious trouble. What was it? The lady had lit marijuana to smoke in her hotel room when the police pounced on them. He was therefore in police custody seeking bail. Senor's heart leapt into his mouth and sweat broke on his forehead despite the coldness of the weather. A poor student in a faraway country, allegedly involved in drugs? How were they to handle such a case? He assured John that he would do everything he could to help, yet how was he to procure help? He rang someone in their embassy for advice, but was told that so far it had to do with drugs, their embassy would rather keep away. Why not inform the High Commissioner? Senor pleaded, rather naively. The man in the High Commission told him that the High Commissioner himself was rather the one who must not hear of this. How he hated to hear about students dealing in drugs. However, the man at the High Commission informed the right authorities and a lawyer was picked. John was taken to court and the evidence produced. The lawyer fought bravely to secure release for him, to no avail. The judge took serious note of the fact that he, a student, was with a prostitute when he should have been studying on his school campus or elsewhere. Now that as a student, he did not have money, but was living that kind of life, how would it be when he was working and had enough to fool around? John pleaded that he was only carried away by childlike fascination, but did not deal in drugs. After much deliberation, however, John was imprisoned just as the prostitute was. It was eerie that day in court when the judge asked the police to take their positions before he pronounced his judgment. It was obvious that John would not be spared. Openly, he wept when the 6-year term was announced by the judge, who said he was giving him the minimal sentence which his offense called for, simply because he was a student. The van drove him off after the sentence, and it was pathetic as he waved everybody by with his misty eyes. As Senor thought of it all after the trial, he went on his knees and thanked God for the kind of training his parents had given him. It dawned on him the more that one had to be disciplined to remain a soldier of God. So, as a soldier in life, subject yourself to the rigorous training and discipline of life. Otherwise, you do not qualify as a soldier of life. God bless you.